we had a little bit of a kerfuffle, little accidente. We were in the midst of recording a video before this one.
Started to tell me something was off.
Yeah.
And I was like, the desktop thing is playing, and I was like, hey, Nate, and I didn't see the other bar moving. I was like,
yeah,
and the other bar didn't move at all.
Yeah, so
we were like 10 minutes into something, and I realized that
the audio was
microphones
fucked.
weren't on.
Yeah, the audio was a bit fucked. So, anyway, we decided we would move on to something else. Then we would come back and we would redo the other one. So, yay! Boo! Flip! Can't believe that this happened. But anyway,
I said, at least I noticed it before we were done with the whole thing.
Exactly, and I thank you for that. So, we have here Jenyns Animations. My bird laid eggs. My birds laid eggs. So yeah, Jaden, for those of you who do not know, Jaden loves birds. Jaden has 2 birds, Ari and Tofu. So
possibly soon we'll have more birds.
Yeah.
From the sound of things.
From the sound of it, yes. So the whole thing with Jaden having animals, we also have animals. We have 5 cats and a doge. And by the 5 cats, we have Vega, we have Bilbo, we have Calliope, we have Dahlia, and we have Jack. And then the doge, as you can probably see him back there on the couch behind Nick, that's Asher.
Right there.
Yeah, that's him.
Taking a nap.
Yeah. Oh, and nope, never mind. That's someone who's bothering the hell out of me, and I'm not responding. But yeah, we are going to be watching Jaden's video about her birds laying eggs, and I guess we might as well go ahead and check it out and see what's said about it. I wonder if the birds have already hatched. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see. Anyway, what's up, Jade?
Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've had a story to tell, but I have a story to tell, and it's because my birds accidentally laid eggs together without my consent. Okay, so let's back up. I'm sure
They're birds. It's kind of their thing. I mean,
the majority of you know this guy right here, Ari.
Hey,
Classic
Ari.
piece in the Jaden Animations lore. If you don't know him, you don't know me. I keep Ari in his own room because he destroys literally anything if he has access to it. In
Yes.
a way, you could call it a containment room. But when I'm not around to give him attention, I wanted to make sure he has a friend around and isn't just sitting there all alone and pitiful-like. So back in October 2019, I got Tofu, which,
Hey.
oh my god, I'm just realizing is much longer ago
4
than I
years.
thought. Tofu, I thought you were still just a baby.
Right? I thought she only
got.
got a second bird like recently.
no. It was back when she did an announcement on the stream. She was just like, by the way, I have a very serious, awesome announcement at the end of the stream. It was one of the first times that she ever live streamed.
Just thinking about it, that was while we were at the mansion.
Yes. And the mansion was already 2.5 years ago. Oh, time, why are you so cruel? Time is not your friend.
Nope.
Time evaporates.
As well known as Ari, but we're talking about her now. I was so nervous back when Tofu first arrived because I obviously hadn't gotten any other pets before, and it's really important that she and Ari actually got along. Birds can be pretty particular, and some just flat out hate each other for no apparent reason.
Yeah,
Some
that's
sort
true.
of bird drama or something, I don't know. I was worried my birds were gonna mean girls each other, and then suddenly I'd have 2 singular birds, which then doubles my original problem. I went through the typical process you're supposed to do to introduce them, keep them in separate areas areas for a bit, let them kind of see each other, slowly introduce them in small doses, and suddenly they were best friends. I was so happy. Plan B of having to get 4 birds was now not necessary. So great, everything was going according to plan. I have 2 birds that can keep each other company when I'm not around. Nothing could possibly go wrong when there's a pair of animals that get along very well. It was a peaceful, happy 3 years of 2 birds who were besties until this past spring where everything went wrong. How could this happen? I walked into the birds' room to give them their morning food, and on their dresser, I find 3 tiny little eggs. Oh. Uh-oh. And by the way, when I say tiny, I mean you would be shocked to see how small bird eggs can be. These
they are
things were
tiny.
the size of a quarter. Some of you may be thinking, Jaden, why is this a bad thing? Jaden, it's the gift of life. This is a beautiful moment of miracles. Okay, sure, but actually, no. First of all, I don't want...
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can have that opinion about it, but honestly, if that's how someone sees it, I mean, that's how someone sees it. And also, what other word would you give it out? Word would you give it? Like, it's a miraculous thing that life can literally spawn out of another being, and boom, life.
I know a lot of people call
Life.
A lot of people call it a fuck up.
How's that?
Because it wasn't intended.
Well, honestly, here's the thing.
Whoopsie.
Well, here's the thing. These are birds.
Really?
Male and a female.
Yeah, and
they're both the same species, so it makes they're the same, and it makes sense.
I don't know if it's because she's ace that she didn't think about it.
Well,
But
I guess
typically when you get 2 animals, you get the same.
Doesn't.
Unless you're like us and you have cats, which cats, get fixed at the vet to prevent kittens.
Yes.
Like, unless they're going to be, obviously,
Spay and neuter your pets, everybody, because,
when you get
prevents
2
them.
small pets, you get the same sex of pet. Thereby preventing baby pets.
Yes. And I know that Jaden, I think maybe Jaden expected her children to behave like how she would, because, where she has no interest in anything like that at all. Maybe she thought, maybe they'll read that energy off of me and they won't have kids. Oh, well, damn.
Nope.
More birds, especially fragile little fresh out the egg ones. Remember when I was worried I'd have to get 4 birds if Ari and Tofu didn't like each other?
Now you got
Why am I
5.
experiencing the same dilemma again? 2 birds is already enough, especially since one of them has devoted his entire life to being a full-time bastard. Anyone who hasn't
Yes. Yes. Well, I hate to say it, but you're going to have animals that are like that. I mean, I can't tell you how many cats my mom has that literally their job is to just cause chaos.
I'm pretty sure Nate's new cat might be an FTV in training.
Yeah, Jack, I'm trying to break him of that stuff. I'm trying to break him out of him doing that kind of stuff, because I don't tolerate that. And anytime he starts to act out, I basically just, I hold him, and I basically make him realize, no, you don't do that. You don't do that.
Yeah, since he's been here, he's knocked over a monster in my room. He nearly chewed through my headphone cable.
Sorry about that.
He kept me awake one morning by jumping on my chest repeatedly.
I'm sorry about that. That's why we have him strictly in his room. We're probably going to give him, some treats that are going to calm him down.
Unfortunately, on my desk, the electrical plugins.
Yes.
You know how they have 2 USB things there?
Uh-huh.
Because of the monster, the USB things don't work no more. So that sucks. But at least I got a lot of USB slots on my computer to use.
I guess, yeah, sorry. Damn it.
He's just a goofball.
Oh.
You can't help it.
Yes, he is. Very much a goofball.
Gremlin pet understands that creature is equal to 3 pets worth of energy. It's a lot to handle at all times, and if my plate gets any more full, I'll unlock alcoholism. Second of all, this is now my problem that I need to handle ASAP. I can't be like, oh, I'm busy right now, I'll deal with it later. No, procrastinating would only lead to possible hatching. Not 100%, but there's a chance. I'll get to that later. Which leads back to my prior statement that I've stated multiple times at this point of I don't want more birds. Immediately, I was like, how did this happen? I've been preventing them from laying eggs together for so long. What changed? Unlike cats and dogs, birds can't really be neutered, at least not easily. You could give them like monthly hormone shots or there's other stuff. But it's just really complicated, and you're better off simply making sure their environment is set up in a way to discourage nesting and egg-laying behavior. There's a few things you could do to prevent it, but to sum things up, basically don't let the birds nest. If they find a dark little hidey hole, they'll start treating it like a nest and get hormonal, and suddenly you've got eggs. No nesting, for the most part, no problem. I looked around the room and was so confused. All they had in there were their cages, climbing tree, and a drawer I bought to hold all their bird stuff. And the eggs were just on the top of the drawer too.
We watched the pigeon video, and it's been discussed that some birds are more than happy to lay their eggs on solid surfaces without nesting because nature. I'm sorry, but nature finds a way. It's just unavoidable. It's just how it is.
Not even in a safe, burrowed, nest-like place. One had already rolled off the side and cracked open on the floor like an omelet. Tofu, this is not even close to motherly instincts. After a bit of snooping around, I pulled the drawer back from the wall to realize, oh my god, these birds have been secretly burrowing into the back of this drawer like they were plotting a prison escape. Somehow, Ari and Tofu squeezed their tiny bodies in between the drawer and the wall and started chewing the back of it to get into the drawers from behind. They literally gnawed through it like the nematodes in SpongeBob. You should have seen all the sawdust on the floor. Well,
you little shits. Oh, you gotta love it.
Here's a picture, but it doesn't do it justice. It looked like a construction site and smelled like Home Depot. Suddenly it made sense. They were using the drawer as a secret nest. Whenever I was in the room, they were out and about. Hi, Mom, please give us seeds. Nothing nefarious is going on. I leave, and boom, straight to the forbidden nesting drawer they go. Criminals. As I'm connecting the dots on how we got to this point, I realized I don't even know which one of these knuckleheads even laid the eggs. When I got Tofu, I made sure she was a girl. A little lady. I talked to one of my bird knowledgeable friends when I was considering getting another, and she recommended a female bird because there was a higher chance Ari would get along with her more than a male bird. So Tofu has been DNA checked and female certified. However, way back when I got Ari, I never got him/her checked. Green cheek conure genders can only be confirmed through DNA tests, and there wasn't really any important reason to know Ari's gender at the time, so I just didn't. Over the years, I've just started calling him my big man because of the way he acted and behaviors he displayed felt very obnoxiously masculine, but it was always more of a gut feeling above anything else. But I am now facing a possible reality that my bird I've had for 7 years that I've been headcanoning is male could have been female this whole time and is the potential mother of these confusing eggs. Because
Well, here's the thing. The good news about if that is the case is there will not be any baby birds hatching from the eggs.
Because the eggs have not been fertilized.
Yeah, the eggs still have to be fertilized.
Yes, that is biology 101. So if Ari is in fact female,
then there's no problem.
Then there's no problemo. The eggs are null and void. The balls are inert. Sorry. I had to make that joke.
Doesn't make a bit of difference, guys.
The balls are inert.
I've been keeping tabs on the man lately.
Because, yes, birds don't need a male around to lay eggs. Think about it like chickens. They just be laying eggs out the wazoo without a rooster in sight. They don't care. Boom, egg. If it's a girl bird, that thing can lay eggs whether you or a male bird wants it to or not. So in this situation, Ari possibly being a girl is the thing that's blowing my mind the most. One quick peek at their little bird booty hole swiftly gave me the answer. It was definitely tofu. If you know, you know. I'm just saying, laying 3 eggs a quarter the size of your whole body biologically does something to you. Anyway, I immediately booked a vet visit for tofu. Laying eggs drains birds of their calcium and overall health, so I wanted to make sure she was generally okay. The vet took a look at her and was like, she looks fine, she's acting fine, we'll give her some vitamins, but she's still got more eggs in her. What? Tofu, how many of those things you're gonna cook up? Also, we gotta limit this whole ordeal to as minimal as possible, please, because that vet bill was not fun. We can't be making this a routine occurrence. It's no mystery laying eggs can also be pretty dangerous for birds. There's a chance it could get stuck and the bird just dies. And to be honest, I really didn't want that to happen. So every egg meant an extra mountain of stress and anxiety for me. Yippee! The vet told me conures typically lay eggs every other day, so once she goes a few days without laying any, then I can come back and get her another checkup to really make sure she's all good. So I let time pass, and in total, Tofu ended up laying 8 freaking eggs.
Jesus.
It was not supposed to lay that many. Normally, conures lay clutches of like 4 or 5, so she basically laid 2 birds worth of eggs. I don't know what to do, but all right, she's finally done. We can now move on to the second step in the what to do when your bird lays eggs without your permission plan. I have to swap out the eggs for fake ones. If I just yoink Tofu's eggs away, she's gonna be like, what the my eggs? Dude, what the hell? I just laid those. And she's biologically programmed to start laying more to replace them. Luckily, my friends Jordan and Kelsey had some fake conure eggs because coincidentally, their bird laid eggs like 6 months prior to Tofu, so they already went through this process and were definitely supplying me with mental support. They lent me their fake eggs, I swapped them out, and perfect. Tofu is now trying to be a mother of 8 balls of plastic. After a few weeks of them not hatching, she'll move on, forget all about them, and everything will return to normal. It was a successful heist, as in I gave them both treats, stole all their eggs right in front of them, and they did not notice. You might be realizing, even though Tofu's eggs won't hatch, I still am in possession of actual real bird eggs that may or may not be fertilized. Yep, as much as Ari could have been the mother, he could also be the father. We don't know. Big drama. Are you the father? More like, is there even a father? After consulting with the vet and various bird resources, I basically had to make sure no birds could start growing in them just in case. Even though it's very likely they were just empty little chicken eggs, we couldn't run the risk. By the various resources aforementioned, I was given a few options. I was told I could smash them, which felt a tad bit too violent for me. Oh, Tofu, are these your little eggs? The first eggs you've ever laid in your life?
Fair, I guess.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Absolutely not. I could freeze them, just put them in a little container, pop them in the freezer, and there you go. But the last option, which sounded the most insane in my opinion, was to boil them. Make tiny little boiled eggs. Why does that one sound the most deranged and psychopathic? I know people consume all types of bird eggs all over the world, but boiling my own conyers eggs just feels way past the line in mental sanity.
Oh, I love that. Ari's like, oh.
So I popped them in the freezer to hang on to whatever humanity I had left after all this, and they've been there ever since. I still have them. I'll go to grab a popsicle and be like, oh, hello, Tofu eggs. I don't know. Even though they won't hatch, they still feel special. They're my little baby Tofu's little baby eggs. I don't want to just throw them away like they're nothing. I'll just keep them in my freezer forever, because that's somehow the most sane option I was given.
Jaden,
fair enough, I guess.
Jaden, you're lucky. You're lucky that you don't have to deal with, like, my mom used to run a cattery. A very, very safe, a very humane, a very well, like, the amount of love that these cats were getting, the amount of time, like, these cats got for, like, and the amount of care they got was tremendous. I know people shit. I was like, it's like catteries are inhumane and this and that. I was like, I agree there are some inhumane catteries out there, but not all catteries are the same. I beg you to like look at how my mother did her cattery, and you tell me it's inhumane. But beyond that, here's the thing. When cats give birth, you hope and you pray that everything goes all right. A lot of times for my mom, things didn't go right. Unfortunately, health issues can occur, and a lot of bad things can happen. And I have had to bury a lot of like baby kittens. Some literally like one day out, like not even one day old, all the way up until like a couple of weeks old. And I'll tell you, that shit's not easy. That shit hurts, because especially if you get attached to them. Because there was one that I was really attached to. It was this little black, female cat that Marley, one of my mom's cats, had. She had a white spot right in the middle of her chest, like a big old white spot right here. And I got so attached to her. I loved her. I held her and I played with her and all that. I then got a call from my mom the next day saying she had died in the night. And I asked what happened, and Mom said she didn't know. She just started going cold, and that was that. And it hurts. Everybody, it hurts when you go through that. And I really am... I'm glad that Jaden's experience with this was stressful, but it ended in a pretty funny / heartwarming and endearing way. I can't tell you, like, in the backyard of this house and in the backyard at my mom's new house, I have buried, I would say, between 20 to 25 kittens. And that's over the span of around 10 years. So, yeah. It sucks to go through that, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But needless to say, I'm glad that Jaden's experience was pretty good. So yeah, anyway, back to it.
Some people might be like, Jaden, you should have tried to let him hatch. But you do not understand. I am absolutely, definitely not qualified to raise baby birds. I promise this was the best thing to do for everyone. For me, for the eggs, for Ari and Tofu. God knows Ari would have been an awful father. Or mother. So that's what I've been dealing with over the past few months. Tofu's fine now. She's essentially back to normal. I have since removed the secret nest drawer they have claimed. I'm sure they weren't too happy about that one, but hey, you reap what you sow. People will tell me, oh, you're the reason I want a bird. And I always think to myself, man, that's unfortunate. The majority of people are not suited to own a bird. Case 1, they can cut through furniture like chainsaws. Case 2, they could lay eggs and curse you to put them in the freezer like the egg murderer you are. Or worse. I love my birds with all my heart, but if anyone ever asks me if they make good pets, I turn into the biggest hater. And if you're a good bird owner, you'd probably agree with me. Birds are beautiful, intelligent, loyal companions, but they're also knife tornadoes who can force you to question your own mortality as you spend a fortune on vet bills. Thanks for watching. Hey, by the way, do you want to see me in person in the flesh? James
Basically,
Ross
they're great animals. They just are.
They're difficult.
They're not low skill level pets, basically.
Basically.
And then they're not low effort pets.
Basically, yeah. And the whole deal with birds is that you would hope that they would be, you'd hope that, they would be, like, pretty easy to learn and, to get along with and everything. Depends on the temperament of the bird, because Jaden's first one, Ari, was a pain in the ass. Tofu, from what Jaden says, is actually pretty chill. And Honestly, I just think it depends on the mentality of the bird. Because there was one bird at the... Like, I go to this place to get Blueberry's claws trimmed. We go there every now and again. Mom sends me over there with Kate. And, oh my gosh, the amount of birds that is in this place. Dude, there is a parrot there who I swear to you, and a cockatiel. Dude, there is a cockatiel there who literally like trudges around the room, just like you see him walking around, and then he climbs up the side of the table, and then he like puts his beak up on top of the table, swings his big butt up on top of it, like sits up on top of the table. He's like, "How you doing?" And I'm like, "Dude, you are awesome!" And then of course, then there's the macaws that are there. They have there was this big red one that like was on my arm. He crawled up my arm, came right next to my head. He's like, "Hello, hello." And I was like, "Hello." He's like, He just starts laughing. I was like, "Hey, oh god, this thing could like literally snap my finger in two, like literally like gone." But they were so nice, and the room was huge. There had to have been at least 50 birds in there. No joke, dude. It was amazing. And we take Blueberry up there to get his claws trimmed. Blueberry gets wrapped up. His little claws are sticking out the bottom, and he's just lays there and lets them like grind his claws down. And all of a sudden, he steps on the table, like spins around a little bit. He's just like, "Aww." And it's like, "It's okay, Blueberry." And then we take him home, and everything's good. But
yeah, I would say if you're looking to get a small pet and you're thinking bird and it's your first time getting a pet, maybe grab a guinea pig first.
Yes.
Guinea pigs are pretty chill and easy to take care of.
And if you can keep a guinea pig alive throughout its entire lifespan...
Which is not super long.
No.
It's only about 4 to 6 years. So.
Yes. If you can keep a guinea pig alive that long, you're good. But birds, where they live a lot longer and can get up to a lot more mischievousness, you need to be careful.
Aaron and I are all going back on tour again.
Yeah!
Imagine going to a funny improv drawing comedy show, but there's no children. And I swear, live on stage, right in front of you. That's right, if you're 18 plus, you should grab tickets to our Scribble Showdown After Dark show. Check out scribbleshowdown.com to see if we're coming to a town near you. I hope to see you there, and also happy almost 2024. Time is but an illusion, and we're all aging too fast for our souls to truly absorb the meaning of life. I hope you enjoyed the little story about my birds. Bye-bye.
Okay, so let's see here. Scribble Showdown. What is the... There it is. See me on tour with the Scribble Showdown. Oh, Jesus.
It's like can't be reached.
Oh, there it is. Okay, finally.
It's like Scribble Showdown is down.
So, Vancouver, Seattle, Spokane. Jesus Christ, y'all love the West Coast. Dallas, Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Like literally Oak. Oklahoma City. Austin, Texas. Dude, y'all ain't coming out to the East Coast? Come on, dog.
Apparently not.
That sucks.
At least not as of right now.
Come on. I don't want to have to fly all the way to Austin. Yeah, well, we'll see. But if y'all...
hopefully after they start getting through these dates, they'll decide if they're doing more, and they'll start adding some East Coast shows, and by that time, maybe I'll have money.
Yeah, maybe so. We'll see. Besides, I'm going to PAX East this year, and from what I understand, like, a lot of them go to PAX East, so I'd love to see them there. I mean, I'd love to see, Aaron, and Jaden, Ross, and Donix, and James. I'd love to see all of them. But, yeah, mostly on the West Coast. That's sad. Well, okay. West Coast plus Arizona plus Dallas, Oklahoma, and Austin. That's it. Well, anyway. Hopefully they can come to the East Coast. Hopefully you can come back to Tennessee. Or, tell you what, go to Asheville and do the Orange Peel. I think you all would like that place a lot. It's very chill. But also...
It doesn't really have seating, though, does it?
Well, they have seating.
Do they?
Yeah, they have seating, and they do a lot. They do a lot of events there where people sit down. But anyway, so yeah, Jaden's birds laid eggs. So anyway, we hope that you all enjoyed this, and you want to see more. If you want to see more from Jaden, feel free to click her name in the title of the video. And also, if you want to see more from us, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, the whole rigmarole. Y'all know the deal. Till next time, though, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.